Fucking go. Hey, Shelly. Watch roll. Yep. Unless they're all confused by the fail live stream, the one that was showing as pending. Though I did delete that one. Difficulties yet. Yeah, tried to connect and YouTube was like, no, can't live stream right now. So I had to close that one, open a new one. Coming online clear. Unlike chat, apparently. Unlike my viewers. Mess them up. Might be needed. Hey, Uncle Buck. What time did you take your hey, Anna. What time did you take your aspirin or your Tylenol last night, Uncle Buck? since I'm sure it was late. Without anyone here to remind you. 8:30, 9:30? Yeah, it's not too bad, actually. Yeah. Kind of grumpy. My, Hey, Donna. Work was busy for most of the day. And then they let me go, and then they sent me, or had me sign off at like 10 to 5, 10 to 6, a little bit before 6. So I was there for, like all the time that it was busy, and then you know losing 2 hours of pay just because. That's when you got done watching Molly McGee. And then I wanted to take a shower. But there was no fucking hot water. I must have been standing there for like 5 minutes waiting for some fucking hot water. Clicked MLPs? Not really, not anymore. I do have quite a few MLP figures, like just the small ones. And of course I've got Fluttershy and Rarity here. Turnips are good. So they got to you too. Fluttershy. Fluttershy is great. She's my favorite. Hey, Buttercup. Yes, Fluttershy is best pony. She's just such a sweetheart. Guess what just happened today? You finally lost your virginity? Any thoughts on dolls? I mean, I don't really have strong feelings on dolls in general. Anything with a bit of butter and salt on it tastes good when it comes to veggies. Well, I mean, at that point, it's not the vegetable that's good. Gifted a membership to the channel. Yay! I think maybe me buying a membership here, the YouTube know I'm a real person or something. Congratulations, Buttercup. Long overdue. Yeah, like if you have to smother it in butter and salt and shit, like if you have to smother vegetable and other shit to make it taste good, then it's not the vegetable that's good. It's the butter. We all already know that butter tastes good. We just have sex when you're alone. Veggie is a vessel. Put butter and salt and water in it tastes good. Yeah. Just grab a stick of butter and put some salt in it and don't do that. Brush dull hair when alone. Yeah, I've never been into dolls. I used to play with GI Joes when I was a kid. Those are action figures. But yeah, just dolls mean nothing to me. Good veggies. I mean, there are veggies that are good. Carrots are good. You don't need. I mean, obviously, butter's gonna make them better, but you ever have just a carrot pulled out of the ground? You know, a carrot just freshly out of the ground and washed off. They're good. Cucumber, cucumber is good. Celery's good. Stick of butter with a little broccoli seasoning. Like some peas, I actually like peas. Green beans, I like green beans. All of these things do taste better with butter. We should play the you can't say no and I can't say yes game. No. Carrot and celery are the best on the base of good tomato sauce. Yep. So yeah, I mean, there are vegetables that don't actually need anything else to be good. Any vegetable that is only good when prepared a certain way is not a good vegetable. Sure can. Hot take, I'm not a big fan of ham. Tomatoes best one. Yeah, tomatoes good. I'm not I'm not really keen on ham. It's fine. I can eat it. Like I'll eat ham. But I don't know. I find ham a little too salty. Ham is awesome in a grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah. Controversial opinion, I'm sure. But ham's just one of those things that I can kind of do without. What meat do you like? I mean, most kinds. You know, ground beef, steak, beef in general. I like most kinds of preparing pork. Pork chops, bacon, both good. Hot dogs. Chicken is okay. Chicken I do just find a little bit bland. I find chicken, you know, the outside will be good. Yeah, the skin will be good. Whatever seasoning you put on skin on the chicken, the skin will taste good. And yeah, I hate mushrooms. Hate mushrooms. So yeah, the chicken skin will taste good, but the chicken itself, I find, kind of tastes like water a lot of times. So I'm not. Again, it's okay, but it's not something that I ever really crave. Like beef Wellington, probably not. Probably safe to say that I would not like beef Wellington. Yeah, I don't even know what. Yes, yes, yes to the beef and porks. Like I said, for ham, it's fine. But like I said, I do find that it does. Maybe it's just the way it's been prepared. Like the maybe it's just the ham that I've had, the way it's prepared. I've just always found it has a salty flavor. You crave Swiss cheese. That ham shouldn't taste like salt. Holiday ham is salty, but the lunch meat isn't that bad. Beef Wellington recipe for Oscar mushroom. I did not hear whatever you're talking about, Shelly. The lethal Wellington. Yeah, sadly, I have no idea what you're talking about. Aaron Peterson. Meatballs are good. Or was it death caps for in-laws? Well, good to know she wouldn't have been able to get me that way. She would have needed to find a different murder method. Meatloaf. Yep. Like meatloaf. Because I would have been all like, oh, there's mushrooms in this? I don't eat mushrooms. And then she would have been all, but I'm trying to kill you. And I would have been all like, well, then find a different way of doing it. Because I'm not eating mushrooms, bitch. Too stealthy for her. Too picky for her. Liza murders are savage like Catherine Knight, who cooked her husband, served him to the kids. Yeah, okay, that's pretty nasty. I'm trying to murder you. Try a knife, bitch. And then she would have stabbed me a whole bunch. Hit your like button because you like meatloaf? I like meatloaf. Meatloaf's good. Meatloaf's some good shit. Do you a favor? Depends what it is, Uncle Buck. Keep your smoke up there. I mean, not my smoke. I'm a non-smoker, you know that. Less than half mile visibility yesterday and earlier today. Yeah. Hi, Ray. Tell you what I can do. Next election, I will vote for the Green Party. Because, or the NDP. Either Green or NDP. Because the liberals sure as shit don't give a fuck about the issue of climate change anymore. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, fair. But it's very clear that that Carney does not take the climate seriously, which is one of those things that's contributing to why the wildfires are so bad. And in order to be efficient, the world needs to follow, and capitalism needs to be realized. Yeah, so I'll probably do NDP next time. Next election, I'll probably go NDP. Not that it fucking matters. Cornwall is going to vote for the Conservative because Cornwall just votes for the Conservative consistently. The spaghetti and meat sauce. No bell pepper mushrooms. Yeah, no mushrooms in my sauce, but I do like pepper in my bell pepper in my sauce. Wonder what she's off school for summer. My sports been canceled. Pool, outdoor activities. I haven't told people to wear masks, but tons of people are wearing them. Well, that's good. It's good that they're wearing the masks. It's become a thing since that's supposed to be a pandemic, because they have not been a thing. Yeah, they have not been a thing. Virtually no, like, yeah, basically no one's been wearing a mask since like August of 2020. For a bit, it helps filter the air a bit. In Canada, I only wear a mask when I'm sick. Yeah, I always wear a mask whenever I go somewhere. That's not too much when you got flights over. So the thing is, masks do still help with like preventing colds and shit, you know? And even aside from that, they're useful for, if you have any germs of your own, keeps them from spreading. If they're wearing in healthcare facilities. Yeah, I mean, I'll wear it in the grocery. Like, I wear my mask in the grocery store. I feel weird if I'm not. I'll wear it just like, yeah, I just when I do my groceries. Good thing more people did that. Yeah, I mean, like, it protects me from certain things, and it tells people around me that I take, you know, germ control seriously. See people driving alone in their car and they're wearing a mask. Yeah, that one's kind of weird. Hey, Holly. Mask as soon as they have the sniffles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But to be fair, Asia has very high population density. So yeah, Asia, they very much like they take masking seriously over there. Hi, Megan. Yeah, I'm breathing okay. Um, I haven't really been. Don't think anyway. Give me a second. I'm just gonna look out the window. Not that I'll be able to see much of Stucknut, but no, I don't think the smoke's been drifting over here. Yeah. This guy looks normal color. Yeah, I haven't even been wanted to attempt to contain the germs. So yeah, I haven't. The smoke hasn't drifted over where I am. I think I'm a little far enough east. My throat is burning. Sucks. Yeah, I can imagine. Wildfires. We've got wildfires going on in Ontario. But like I said, I'm far enough east that the smoke from it hasn't been coming my way. Trump wants to raise tariffs. Yeah. I think Toronto's getting like really bad. And like that general area, Western Ontario, or I suppose that's more Central Ontario. Smoke quality is purple here. Yeah, Toronto a little further west of that than south of that. Isn't that Festival of the Lakes watching Offspring? Cool. I only like one Offspring song. The Niagara Falls. Fighting for Your Life on the Reg. Yeah, Come Out and Play is the only Offspring song I like. When I was younger, I did enjoy most of that album, but tastes change. One thing I will say is, so after that album, they went with a much, much more upbeat sound. Much more, like that was, that album was very much more grunge inspired. And then afterwards, they went to a more ska sound that I never enjoyed. What's funny is the grunge album was them selling out. The grunge album was their sellout album. The ska, that's what they wanted to do. Like the ska, that's what they were doing before, that's what they started doing after. Ska is that's their normal style of music. But grunge got popular and they sort of jumped on the bandwagon. They became sellouts by adopting the popular grunge sound. Yeah, they're pretty fly for a white guy. I fucking hated that song. From the moment I heard that song, I hated it. Anywho, Internal monologue is maybe playing until you try to sleep. We just gotta get a different song in your head. It's fun saying Ixnay on the Ombre. Here's a song to get stuck in your head. Never Gonna Give You Up. Just think of that song. Just think of Rick Astley promising that he's never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Let's be honest, it's better than fucking Pretty Fly for a White Guy. But fine, you can choose a different song to get stuck in your head. You know, find a song of your own to get stuck in your head then. Yeah. I always like getting a My Little Pony song stuck in my head. Those, My Little Pony has some banger tracks, some banger songs. I'm always fine when one of those gets stuck in my head. Jelly Roll played there a couple nights ago. I don't think I even know who the hell that is. Actually, while I say I like getting My Little Pony songs stuck in my head, getting the Magic of Friendship Grows stuck in my head isn't ideal. Because that song makes me want to cry. So, some country singer. Yeah. Anywho. Great. Not a fan of CCR. Can't remember if I asked Cement in my childhood because my dad was made to go to nail. Yeah, I think it was it CCR. Was it Fortunate Son? Was that did they do Fortunate Son? I don't remember. Yeah. Not one I'm a fan of, but I don't mind them. Like, I have nothing against CCR, just not a fan of them. I have no idea what you're singing, Holly. Working to some. Yeah. Proud Mary. Yep. Never listened to either version of that song. Bad Moon Rising. Also a song I've never really listened to. All American Rejects. Another band I've never really paid much attention to. '70s ballads like the band America. Ugh. America did the soundtrack for The Last Unicorn. A movie that I must confess did not make much of an impact on me. Yeah, I'd heard stories, people talking about like how much they love that movie, how like much of an impact it made on them. Um, I was an adult when I finally watched it. I was like in my 20s when I finally watched it. I was like, it's fine. Didn't get like the soundtrack though. I did not like the America soundtrack. Ocean's 11 today. Original or remake? Sinatra or Clooney? I've only seen the Clooney version of Ocean's 11. And yeah, it was a fun movie. Don't remember the Ocean movies. One of Clooney and Pitt. Yeah. Hey, core blocks. Feel so unemployed on a Saturday. Never need to be. Yeah. I work today and I still feel unemployed. Considering I only got like just shy of 14 hours this week. I was born in 64, 70s, 80s, yeah. I was born in 85. And there's definitely a lot of 90s music that I do like. Though weirdly, a lot of it is early 90s when I was still like very young. Right now it is 10 to 9 here in Eastern Ontario. I'm in Eastern Ontario. It's 10 to 9. Uh, yeah, I'm a lot more into indie music from like the 2010s and into the 2020s. Anger management? No, I haven't. Yeah, that one I have not watched. Actually, the movie I do really want to watch? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That's a movie I really want to watch. A group of employees trapped in a tower block and they end up killing each other to escape. It's that Chinese movie? Want to watch Mayday? Is that one Chinese? Maybe Korean? Eastern at least, right? It's American? Oh. Well, I got no idea. The premise sounded familiar. Wasn't Robert De Niro an Anchor Management? Yeah, I think it was De Niro and Sandler. Belko experiment, it looks like. Actually, Belko with a K. Belko. The Belko experiment. Belko. Buttercup, are you still here? Buttercup, if you're still here, it's time for you to remind Uncle Buck. It's time for you to give Uncle Buck 5 minutes notice. Make sure to give Uncle Buck her notice. She's still 6. Yeah, but you always remind her a few minutes early. So I just wanted to make sure you would remind her a few minutes early. Just wanted to remind you to remind Uncle Buck. I'm helpful. Everyone can go. Everyone. What about Christopher Lee? What about Lee Majors? I don't actually know anything about Lee Majors, but Christopher Lee, come on. You gotta respect Christopher Lee. On your front state? Sure. Christopher Lee once told Peter Jackson the correct noise that a guy makes after being stabbed in the back. Which is like it's a movie about hobbits, dude. Now Westerners are pronouncing Indian names incorrectly. This on my phone, on the phone to Abbott, and the Indian lady pronounced my name as Huli. Hey, Carla. Literal, because Christopher Lee fought in World War II. Christopher Lee was like a fucking commando in World War II, as I recall. He knows what it sounds like when somebody dies. So on the set of Lord of the Rings, um, Saruman, yeah, Saruman. So on the set of Lord of the Rings, you know, there's a bit where Saruman gets stabbed in the back, and Peter Jackson was you get stabbed, you make a sound like whatever sound Peter Jackson made. And Chris Lee's like, well, that's not how it sounds when a guy gets stabbed in the back. It sounds more like this sound. And it's like fucking dude. This is a movie about hobbits and talking trees, wizards. The fuck, dude? Nobody needs to hear accurate death gurgles in fucking Lord of the Rings, guy. It's just so fucking. He was a badass. That dude was a legitimate badass. Gonna watch a new one? Yeah, probably not. Oh shit, that's the fucking Golem one, right? Fuck Andy Serkis. Kevin Hart, Bryan Cranston, and Nicole Kidman. Upside. Apparently, so reportedly, he's kind of a dick. He's also gone all in on fucking AI. Like he's also a big supporter of AI. Um, he made that fucking offensive Animal Farm movie just this year or last year, whatever. Like that recent Animal Farm abomination. That was a fucking Andy Serkis film. The one that everybody was like, no. Why are you turning this parable about how revolutions lead to authoritarianism? Good job, Buttercup. Yeah, he's taking a story that's a parable about how revolutions turn in turn into authoritarian governments on their own, and you're making it into fucking fart jokes. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And like I said, big supporter of AI in filmmaking. Also, somebody like you sort of asked about the fact that the new Golem movie has an all-white cast. And he basically tried to paint the Shire as a white paradise that keeps out outsiders. Like this xenophobic white paradise. As a dude, that's like the answer he gave was really fucked up. Like, if he'd said something like, it would have felt inauthentic. Yeah, it would have felt inauthentic to include people calling. It just wouldn't have felt right. It just wouldn't have felt true to Tolkien's. Still would have been a shit answer, but whatever. But I don't know. It's like elves and talking trees and all the other dragons, all the other fantasy shit. Totally okay. A hobbit with melanin? Well, now you're breaking my immersion. Now you're breaking my suspension of disbelief. Come on, dude. Like, seriously? But no, it's the fact is the just I don't remember the exact phrasing he used, but yeah, it's basically that you know the Shire is all white and doesn't allow outsiders. And it's like that answer is just kind of creepy, dude. Not everything has to be diverse. Hey, Brooke. No, but I mean, it's like there are ways to answer that question that aren't fucked up. And the answer he gave was fucked up. And then you combine that with his full throated support of AI. And like I said, apparently he can be kind of a dick. To other people, you know, other people on set and shit. I'm gonna get more water. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, like I said, apparently. Yeah. Trying to find something. I thought I saw something where somebody was talking about other people on some sets had had issues with Circus, but don't really feel like doing the effort to put in or don't really feel like putting in the effort to find full details. Ooh, capital letters now. Fancy. Right, Ellen Jenner's horrible to work with on set. Yeah, yeah. I heard the same things. And I mean, Ellen was someone that like I wasn't watching her. I'd never watched her talk show. Talk shows never much interested me, so I never watched her talk show to begin with. But I had some respect for Ellen. Yeah, I liked her back. I liked her sitcom way back in the '90s. Um, yeah, I watched her coming out episode live, or when it came out. So, worse than Diddy. I would guess not worse than Diddy. I would think not. I suspect she's probably not a sexual predator. I think. I don't think she's worse than him, than he is. Like, the accounts I've heard of Ellen are just that she's kind of an asshole to her staff. Basically, she's, what would be the wording? Yeah, she's not just bossy, but maybe it's a bit of a power trip. Like the indications of that she's, she was, just power tripping, which led to her being an asshole to her staff. And occasionally, very occasionally, kind of a dick to some of the guests. Oh, fuck, what was the actress's name? Oh crap! I'm forgetting the name of the actress who called her out for not going to her birthday after being invited. Like, you were invited. Yeah, like Ellen was like bitching. Like Ellen like complained, "Why didn't you invite me to your birthday party?" Right, Dakota Fanning, or Dakota Johnson. Yeah, or wasn't it? Yeah, Dakota Fanning, wasn't it? Wasn't it Dakota Fanning, or was it Dakota Johnson? Also, hi Tony. Yeah, she's had on Dakota Fanning. I think it's Dakota Fanning. And Dakota just yeah, fairly recently had a celebrated a birthday and had a party. And Alan complained about not getting an invite. And Dakota's like, I did invite you. You didn't come. And it made Ellen look shitty. The entire internet took Dakota's side. I was like, well, fuck you, Ellen. The entire internet, like, well, fuck you for trying to guilt her, Ellen. Fuck you. It's Dakota Johnson. It is Dakota Johnson? Why did I think it was Dakota Fanning? I knew it was the one who was from Madam Web, which is one of the most bizarrely terrible movies ever. Madam Web is honestly like fascinatingly bad. It's not so bad it's good. It is not that kind of bad. It's bad, but it's fascinating how bad it is. Like it's a genuinely fascinating watch. It is not a movie I enjoyed. But it did keep me interested. Wait for that. Yeah, sure. I'm forced to watch Invincible currently. Have you seen? I have not. Yeah, I've heard good things, and I've got nothing. Looks good. Just don't think I'm terribly likely to watch that one. I mean, we'll see. But right now, I'm watching Samurai Champloo, which is great. Oh, good night, Holly. For that, I've got some other Shinichiro Watanabe um, shows that I want to watch and rewatch. Never seen Kids on the Slope, but I do want to watch Kids on the Slope. And then I'll have to, then I'll have my rewatch of Carol and Tuesday. Maybe one or two, maybe some of his other stuff as well. I think he's got a couple movies I haven't watched, so maybe. We'll see. Evangelion. Want to rewatch Evangelion and never watched the remake of that, so do want to watch that as well. Apparently, there's a new Ghost in the Shell series that is actually pretty good. Should have told Madison to bring me an elephant ear. So, watching through all the Ghost in the Shell stuff would be worth doing. So I got plenty of stuff to watch. So Invincible? Probably not, though. Ghost in the what now? Ghost in the Shell. It's I mean, it's like it's a very influential manga and anime. It's a big one. What the fuck? So I'm browsing Steam. Class of 09 Puzzle Showdown. The fuck? I don't. It's one of those fucking like match 3 games. So I don't know. Because I do fucking hate those games. I suppose I'll think about it. Awesome. Many jokes pertaining to illicit drug use, suicide, child endangerment. and general criminal behavior. Oh, wow. Just looking at the reviews right now. Shitty mobile game covered by a previously decent franchise. Makes you play a Candy Crush knockoff with a lack of proper tutorial. Feels empty and like a cash grab. Someone actually called it worse than Flipside, which a lot of the fan base hated that one. I played Toy Blast, so I probably like it. A lot of people hated Flipside, which I generally enjoyed that one. Apparently, it has a non-skippable intro. I'll add it to my wish list. It's 24 bucks Canadian. So maybe when it goes on sale, maybe. It does definitely give weird cash grab vibes. Which, fair enough. Make that money. But yeah, that's definitely unexpected. Anything else catch your eye? Nope. Nothing else looking interesting. Anyway, I'll get the cash grab aspects of games, to be honest. People like money. Or do you mean like you don't understand why people spend money on the games? The reality is most people don't. You know, like most of the people who play Candy Crush or whatever never spend never spend any money. What these games are going for is the whales. They're going for the people who have a lot of disposable income, and so they can throw hundreds of dollars a month at it, in order to progress quickly because because they can. They can afford it. What do they care? Buying a game is a cash grab. I get it now. Well, I mean, no more than buying a book is a cash grab. But like the freemium games and DLC for regular games and shit like that. It's people who have a lot of disposable income and they want to beat they want to beat this level in Candy Crush, so but they don't really feel like putting in the effort. They can either put in the effort to get better at the game, they can play for a bit and then like wait for a few hours for gems or whatever to to replenish so they can buy stuff to help them progress or whatever. Or they can just throw $100 at it and get what they need to be able to finish the stage right then and there. Skins and weapons. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit different. Yeah, that's also kind of shitty. But people like looking cool in their games. Like, people like having their characters look cool. Weapons, they want to have the weapons that'll help them. Yeah, I mean, I've come across mobile games that are basically impossible to make any progress unless you're putting down some pretty serious money. There's a Star Trek mobile game, Star Trek Timelines, I think it's called. And free to play, you are not going to progress. If you want to have. Now, it doesn't help that the game is almost entirely fucking PvP. And yeah, if you want to be player versus player. Like that particular game, it's almost entirely player versus player. The single player story content shit is kind of abysmal. And if you want to be the least bit competitive in player versus player, you gotta be spending hundreds of dollars a month. It was honestly an awful game. Yeah, I played for a little while and it was just genuinely fucking shit. Because yeah, they're always releasing new characters, new ships, and you need these new characters and these new ships to stay competitive. And so that's like $100 right there just to get those. But also, hey, like in order to get your character, in order to level your character up, that's gonna be a few $100s to get your character to a level, to get these new characters to the points where they're actually competitive. It was atrocious for that. And then I have come across other mobile games where it's like, no, if you don't want to spend any money, don't. If you don't want to spend any money, you will still have a fun experience. Like there are mobile games where it's like you will still have a fun experience even if you don't spend even if you never spend a single dollar on it. Marvel Snap was actually good for that. At least when it launched. I don't know what it's like now. I haven't played it in like 5 years. But when it launched, it was actually really good for that. For that one, again, based on when I played it back then, the main thing you would want to spend money on would be getting because it's like a card dueler game, card battle game. So the main thing you'd want to spend money on would be to get different designs for your cards without, you know, the different designs, they don't give you any extra abilities on that card. It doesn't change the card's stats, anything like that. It's just a different look. Online sim neighborhood with a few of you would be interesting. Was on the ring number one in World of Warcraft in like 2020. Do you think you have to buy stuff on that game too? Because he's rich. He probably does. I don't know enough about World of Warcraft. I think you can still get very good. Like you can still get really good at that game, really high rank, without spending any money. It just takes longer. I suspect for that one, it is something where the more money you have, the faster you can progress. But people who are patient can still get to the same level without spending a dollar. You know, without spending any money beyond the cost of the game. The monthly, I think, because it has a monthly subscription. I think. I think, but I could be wrong. It might be something where you can pay to win. I gotta pee. I'll be back in a minute. Was still muted. Sorry. Yeah, saying one reason. I think one reason. There's a lot of reasons I don't play multiplayer. Big part of the reason I don't play multiplayer games is I suck. and dying constantly would be annoying. And if it's a team-based thing, letting down the team would feel shitty. So that's the big reason. But also part of it is just the fact that multiplayer games almost inevitably are pay to win. Yeah, they're almost always set up so that the person who has money can just be like, here's $1,000. This gives me an insurmountable advantage over all those poor people who aren't paying anything. And that's irritating, you know? You know, having no chance because I'm too poor? Fuck that. But like I said, the main reason is I just suck at games in general, so. I prefer a chill experience. You know, if I'm playing a game, I want it to be a chill experience for me. I don't want it to be I don't want to be frustrated at the fact that I keep failing. It's actually one thing I liked about that Star Trek Resurgence game. If you do keep failing on a certain on a specific part, the game will just be like, "Do you want to just be literally unable to fail? Do you want us to just make it so that you automatically win it?" And you can be like, "Yes, please." Stealth section, you know, do the stealth section. Okay, you failed the stealth section repeatedly. Do you want it so that you can just walk around and the enemy literally cannot detect you no matter, even if you're standing in front of them? Yes, please. Combat section. Okay, you keep dying here. We'll just make you invincible. Is that okay if we just make you invincibles for this combat section? Yes, please. I think some of the 3D Mario games, a couple of 3D Mario games do something similar. Hey, Launcher, if you fail a level enough times, I'll just be like, do you want us to send Luigi to do it for you? You could be like, no, 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 no. Please allow me to keep throwing myself at the stage. Or I can be like, yes, please have Luigi beat it for me. If I were a pro wrestler, who would I be? The Surrenderer. My gimmick would be that I surrender at the start of every single match. Ding, 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 and just immediately, I'm out. I'm done. I give up. You're gonna say Sergeant Slaughter? So a wrestler named R-Truth who actually pulled that once. The Big Show. Whose whole thing is that he's really fucking big. Like 7 feet tall big. Yeah, he was on a Big Slow, yeah. He was on a bit of a rampage, beating the crap out of a bunch of people in the ring. And R-Truth was one like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, punched himself and then dropped on the mat. And Big Show immediately started laughing. Like Big Show immediately like, yeah, fuck. Like just started smiling. He couldn't help it. It's just a good bit. This thing is fun. It is often kind of fun. I don't really watch it, but you know, I see highlight clips now and then. And it is fun. That R-Truth guy seems to just be like one of those dudes who just cracks up everybody. Some old clips are nice, very nostalgic. Honestly, kind of prefer like more recent shit. I will say this. So I mean, part of it, wrestlers just have like are just ridiculously talented now. Like they just got like fucking insane moves that are just really fun to watch, and they do like the craziest fucking spots and bumps. Um, I will also note when it comes to women's wrestling, there's no comparison. You know, prior to like the mid 2010s, women's divisions in any of the major companies, WWE, WCW, I think TNA, like the women's divisions were just really lackluster. You had a few, good ones, but I mean, like, you know, Trish Stratus started off awful. Like, no disrespect to Trish Stratus. She became phenomenal. Like she became a great wrestler. She started out terrible. She put in the work. And she put in the work on her own because Vince wasn't gonna fucking pay for her to be trained. Like any woman in WWE who could wrestle, they worked at that on their own because Vince wasn't going to send them to fucking developmental. He wasn't going to pay for them to get training. So if a woman wanted to get trained, she'd have to go to one of the guy wrestlers and be like, "Hey, can you show me how to do this?" WWE in the 2000 tour. But I mean, like, you know, they had developmental camps for the guys, developmental gyms for the guys. Girls, no. As far as Vince was concerned, all the women had to do was look pretty. Here's a tit job. Now go out and wrestle in a fucking dress. go out and wrestle in a dress, and the whole bit is that you have to strip your opponent's dress off. Woo, fucking stupid. So yeah, Trish Stratus, Lita, Mickey James, few others. There were a few. There were a few who like had put in the work, but even so, they weren't given much time. They still weren't given a whole lot to do. I forget who it was, but there were two women. They were given just a few minutes for their match. They were given like 9 minutes. Okay. Like no, I know like that she got so fed up with how she's being treated that she just fucking left middle of a battle royal. She's just like, okay, I'm out. Oh, I'm supposed to be eliminated now. Okay, I'll just roll out. But no, there were a couple of women. They were given like 9 minutes for a match, which frankly was still, I think, unusually long even by then. But you know, they weren't given a lot of time. Might have even been less, frankly. They weren't given much time, but they went ahead and they're like, you know what? We're gonna put on a good match. Victoria and Michelle Nicole. Yeah, they went in there like, you know, let's just put on a good match. Let's just put on a great match. Let's try to actually impress the audience and put on a genuinely great match. And they did. It was a really good match. They got backstage and were yelled at for putting on too good a match. That was WWE until like 15 years ago. Women were, if women dared to put on a great match, they got in trouble for it. It was NXT, I think. It feels like it was NXT that really changed things. Like things had been changing prior to that, but I do feel like it was NXT where it really changed. You know, with the Four Horsemen and Asuka and you know some of the other women there. Um, Asuka's a certified badass. But yeah, like things had already been changing by that point. Um, but then NXT, they're like, no, we're good. We're gonna put on certified bangers and force. We're gonna force Vince to acknowledge us. And now women are allowed to be good. Now women are allowed to be good wrestlers. Who's your favorite 90s wrestler? I loved Brett. I did love Brett. You know, maybe it is because I'm Canadian. Yeah, like that might be part of it. I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian. He was all about being Canadian. Um, but also like just like how like smart he was. Jake the Snake Roberts. He was cool. Fun fact: he was terrified of snakes. He was scared of snakes. Like the actual dude was scared of snakes. The wrestler was not. The real person was. So yeah, real person scared of snakes. The wrestler, as soon as he went into character, it's just like it's kind of funny. Yeah, I think one of the other things I liked about Bret Hart was like he was a very smart wrestler. He was technical and he was like he was a very smart wrestler. Great storytelling as well. Pretty much every wrestler will talk about like how great he was at the telling a story in the ring. But I always liked that he was smart about how he went about wrestling his opponents. Cage match with Owen was great. I don't think I ever saw that one. Yeah, I never actually saw that one. Owen was another great wrestler, but he did fuck up with Steve Austin. 1994 maybe. That pile driver that broke Steve Austin's neck? Like Owen fucked up bad with that one. And they started slamming chairs across their backs. Said, "Bitch, across the back's better than across the fucking head." They used to do the chairs to the head, which WWE's banned that for a long time. Not sure if I think AEW does it only very sparingly. I'm not sure. Yeah, a long time ago they Undertaker chair shots with head. But yeah, as CTE became better known, yeah, they stopped doing the chair shots to the head. Chair shot to the back. I mean, it hurts. It's not gonna feel good, but it's flat and it's across wide. Back's a big area. So I mean, it's no chairs to the head. Okay, waiting. Yeah, they are a lot more fake, or are a lot more like they. AEW is a lot more hardcore. AEW is way more hardcore. I did watch the Tony Storm Mariah May Hollywood ending match, which like they brought out fucking broken champagne bottles. Like, that was one of those like, are you fucking serious moments. And yeah, Tony is just so good in general. Love watching a Tony Storm interview or segment. She is just hilarious. Like like she'll go out there and she'll say shit. It's like, how are you the face? And like her, like that one interview that she and Mariah May did, and like, I sentence you to a life of mediocrity. Just like the coldest fucking lines. And ended up being completely accurate. Yeah, Mariah May. More thigh meat than Thanksgiving. I'll make your back. I'll make your back quake, your legs shake, and I'll walk out with this strap on. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Be back tomorrow for more Symphonic Rain. We can hopefully finish up Lysee's Route. Good night, everybody.